It's time for episode 73 of Festpod. It's a really exciting episode where we'll be revealing the bands picked to play at this year's Takeover at Download Festival on the Doghouse stage. And we've got a special announcement of our own to make. That's coming up next on Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide, right after this short message from our sponsor.
Are you looking for that last-minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light to get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome to Festpod. Wow.
Oh, we're back. Oh, dead.
The unofficial rock festival guide, episode 73, recorded on the 15th of April 2025. I'm Neil Wilkinson with this special episode dedicated to the Takeover at Download. Now, let's meet my fellow host, live by satellite from North East Wales. It's Rich Holmes.
I've just seen the satellite.
Have you? Is it all right?
Yeah, it's just waved.
How are you doing, Mr. Richard?
I am living the dream, Mr. Neil. Thank you
Yes.
for asking. How are you this fair evening?
I'm all right. Do you know what? I wonder whether I've had COVID, to be honest, because for the last month I've felt a bit ropey. And even last episode I was off my game.
It's funny you should say that. All the lads in work feel the same way about, potentially what we've all had over this last month has been COVID,
Really?
because we've all felt very COVID-y. But,
Oh, dear.
we've all had negative tests, so we'll say that it's not, even though it's possibly a different strain. But,
Who knows?
we adapt, we overcome, we go again. We love what we do, so we crack on.
We do. I'm feeling better anyway.
Good.
So it's a pleasure to have your company, Mr. Richard.
Likewise. Thank you.
So there are two versions of the show, audio and video. The video is on YouTube and the audio is on your podcast app. So just search for Festpod in your podcast app or YouTube to find it. And it's free to subscribe, so why not do that too? Keep up to date with us on the socials as well by looking for Festpod, and find all of our links, including the merch and the Patreon, at festpod.co.uk. Now, before we get into the takeover, we have got some news to share, and it's good news.
I'm literally frothing with excitement.
Are you throbbing with excitement, Rich?
Throbbing and frothing.
Oh, that's quite a trick. If you're a Download RIP customer this year, you might want to take a walk into the Courtyard stage on the Thursday, about 2 p.m, and you might see some familiar faces on the stage.
Who?
Yes.
Who?
Well, it's us. Festpod has been booked by Download Festival to record a live podcast on the Courtyard stage. It's incredible. I'm so excited. We've been waiting ages for this.
Download, baby.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'd love to see you there. That's on the Thursday from 2 p.m. And thanks for all the lovely messages that we've had so far, wishing us the best for it. It's been quite the afternoon, because from our perspective, this has just happened. This has only just been announced.
It's been incredible. I was literally sitting in my dentist's chair as the embargo was lifted at 3 p.m. and just my phone started going absolutely batshit crazy.
Did it really?
And it was just amazing. But sad at the same time that I was getting tortured whilst it happened.
Yeah, that's a bizarre sort of...
But, pleasure and pain, and all that.
It's not a sexual thing, it's not a sadomasochism type of... Oh, is it? Oh, really? Okay, that's what you're going for. Okay. Yeah. I just want to get a bit of the website before we move on. That's the important bit. Look there, with us on it there. There you go. That's us.
Wow.
Hey.
That's amazing to see, isn't it?
I was quite excited, actually, to see what our logo would look like on one of their posters. I wanted to see what they would do with it, but that's what they've done, and that's fine.
Now we know, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Now, let's get on to the Takeover at Download. So, joining us from the Takeover panel, live via satellite from Scotland, it's Hevs. Welcome, Hevs.
Hi.
It's good to see you again. Hope you're well.
I'm good. Good to see you guys too.
So, the Takeover 2025, I guess it was another big fight to the finish and a big panic to get everything chosen and decided upon. How's it gone this year?
It's gone really well. I did have to crack the whip a few times, as I usually do, and I'm not afraid to use that whip. But yeah, the panel this year were fantastic. We had 12 people on the panel, and that's a mix of, people like yourselves that do podcasts, music fans, people from the forums, some people that we've had on the panel before. Everybody's really passionate about the festival. Many of them have been in attendance at the Takeover, so they know what it's about. But yeah, it was really tough this year. We had a lot of new bands apply this year.
Really?
Yeah, we had 360 bands apply.
Wow, that's a lot of research time.
It's a lot of listening, yeah. And we do have to go through the bands and make sure that that they're suitable for the Takeover stage, because we don't want anyone who's out on tour with a big band or has headlined a big festival, or that they don't need the Takeover. And we did have to unfortunately remove a few bands from the lineup because we felt that they were at a distinct advantage against other bands and that they were doing bigger things. Yeah. And that's not what the Takeover is about. The Takeover is there to help bands get a leg up and get them moving into bigger things going forward.
But you also had some bands who'd been picked before on the panel as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we do. We have every year we ask guest judges to come and help us choose the bands, and it's always a member of a band from the year before. So this year we had Anna from the Gallowgate Murders. Oh God. we had Anna from the Gallowgate Murders, and she was really excited to be joining us. And we also had Sam Jones, who was in our headline band last year. Whose name I now can't remember.
Believe again.
Yeah, that's the one.
So many bands. I'm not surprised.
So many bands. I just
your brain has gone to mush.
Up with them all. So yeah. So these guys came along and gave us their time and helped us pick the bands this year. So yeah, they had great fun with that. But we got it down to 22 bands, and then from there we have to get it obviously down to 6. So it gets progressively more difficult the less bands we've got. And then we eventually got down to 9, and we had to pick 6 from that bunch, or we would have been there for weeks, because the standard of bands that were in the final 22 were just amazing. They were all so good. But yeah, it was a very difficult choice, and we had to let go of some bands that we really enjoyed listening to. But yeah, we got down to our final 6, and they've all been offered a slot, and they've all accepted. And we're in the process of sorting them out through the production team. So yeah, it's been fun.
I really enjoyed that process when I was part of it. It was such a good experience, such an eye-opening experience. So many good quality bands that come through that. It's really, really difficult. I know how difficult that decision is and how much it weighs on your shoulders. As to putting people through, and the disappointment of people you might put through yourself who don't get through to the final list, but then the joy of the ones that do. So no, it's brilliant. When I've been there in the past, it's been brilliant. So Fair play to all your panel this year.
Did it get quite close between some of the bands towards the end?
Oh yeah. I mean, when we get down to that final 9, I basically say to them all, right, give me the 6 bands that you want to play. And they were so close. There was some that had the same amount of votes. I mean, the votes come in gradually because, you know, people have to do it in sort of their own time within reason. So they send me the lists that they want, and I'm adding I'm adding them up as we go along, and looking at the bands they're choosing, and you know, making sure that they're suitable, and that that they're going to look good on that stage, and they're going to wow the crowd and get everybody partying. But yeah, it was really close for a few of the bands. At some stage, we thought we were going to have a tie for one of the slots, but we then got our last vote in, and one of the bands just streaked ahead with it. So yeah, It was very, very close this year. We've always got that one band that everybody loves, and we did have that again this year. So we had that band who everybody was like, yeah, absolutely, definitely, love them. And they got loads and loads and loads of, you know, votes, and loads of people wanted to see them on the stage. So when we had that again, we have it every year. There's always one standout band that right from the early stages, everybody are going, yeah, we love them. And you just know that they're going to get a slot. But yeah, it was tough. It's tough every year because you know how much work these bands put into their craft, and you know how much they love what they do, and you know how much they want it.
Yeah.
And if I had 10 stages and a whole weekend, I would put every one of them on.
If you had your own festival.
Yeah, if I had my own festival, I would literally just book them all. But you know, that's not reasonable. We've only got a certain amount of time. We've only got so many slots. We can only have so many bands. So yeah, it comes down to those 6 slots, and a decision has to be made, unfortunately, and we have to let a lot of bands down when they don't get picked. But I've said it for years. You know, I've said it for years. Doesn't matter if you don't get through this year, try again next year, because we've had bands that have tried. You know, one of the bands that are through this year applied 3 times before. We had a year that a band headlined that they had tried 3 or 4 times previously and had always gotten through to the final sort of shortlist, but had never quite been picked by the panel. And then the following year when they applied, they headlined because the panel absolutely loved them. Bands grow and develop and change. They might not make it one year, and then they can come back the next year or the year after that, and they've improved, and you know, they're putting out different material, you know, and they're in a better place as a band, and they can just suddenly, you know, be that's their year. So yeah, it happens. I've seen it happen quite a few times over the years. And I've been doing this since 2009.
Oh, let's not count the years, because that makes me feel old.
yeah. So yeah, I've been part of the Takeover since 2009.
Wow.
Been booking the bands for it since about 2014. So yeah, 11 years I've been doing this now.
God.
Never gets any easier.
No. No, it doesn't seem like it. For anybody who can hear the sound of sort of trotting, that's Hev's dog who's in the background.
Sorry.
Who's that behind you?
Which one? Which one are you seeing?
I can see a sort of white dog.
All right, she's that's Neve. Neve is from Romania.
Oh.
She's a Belgian Malinois cross GSD. And she's nuts. She's also eyeing up my Domino's chicken this side of the table, so that's why she's trotting about. And over on the other side we have Luca. Luca is he says he's a black Labrador, but I'm not convinced.
Okay.
I think he's maybe a black Labrador crossed with something else, because he's the biggest Labrador I've ever seen in my life.
2 mascots there at the side of you, as we talk about.
My own little download doggies.
So any unusual entries or anything you thought, wow, when you saw it?
Yeah, quite a few actually, yeah. Couple of really fun punky style bands this year that were really goofy. Some sort of Viking vibe bands that really musically were just so talented.
Oh wow.
Couple of them got into the shortlist. We don't usually see that type of band applying for the takeover.
No.
You know, that sort of Viking metal vibe. But yeah, a couple of them got into the earlier shortlist. One of them actually got all the way through to the last 9, but
Wow.
sadly weren't picked. They didn't get enough votes from the panel at the last stage. But it's a new band to me, and a band that, you know, I've added to my Spotify, which is something we hear a lot from the panel as well, is that, oh God, I've discovered so many bands that I really love. And people say that every single year, which is good. But yeah, there's a big variety this year. We usually get a couple of hundred metalcore bands applying, and we kind of struggle to see those bands that are representing the punk and representing the Viking metal, and you know, there's plenty of pop punk bands in there as well. But it was nice to see a bit more variety this year, which was really good. And I think we've shown that in the lineup that we've got. It is quite varied. Can't wait to tell you who they are. I'm so excited.
Do you try and keep a bit of variety in the lineup when you pick every year?
We do try. We don't want to put on. I mean, as I said, we usually get quite a lot of like metalcore bands applying. It seems to be the thing at the moment. Although I'm not sure that it's going to continue to be a thing. And I think that's reflected in the bands that we've had apply, is that there are different sort of musical styles coming to the forefront. Metalcore's been front and centre for quite a while. But yeah, we take into consideration, obviously, we asked them to submit a live footage video because we need to know that they can play in front of an audience.
Sure, yeah.
You know, we need to know that they don't sound like they're all playing different songs, or the singer's tone deaf. So yeah, we need to make sure. That's why we ask for a live submission, because we just want to make, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be a professional video. It can be mobile phone footage. We can tell. We've had bands on the lineup before that have submitted mobile phone footage, and we can tell, you know, how good they are from any of the footage that they submit. But yeah, we try and aim to get a bit of variety on the lineup so that we've got something that appeals to everyone that attends Download Festival. We also consider the lineup in the main festival. You know, are the bands that we're picking reflecting the bands that are playing the main stage and the main festival, because that's the type of fans that we're likely to see. But having said that, we don't deliberately choose bands of different genres, but it is a consideration. If there are 2 bands in there that are absolutely brilliant and everybody loves them and they happen to be the same genre, we won't discount them because of that. We won't say, oh, well, we can only have one of them this year. We'll just put them both through.
I think the talent should shine through, really, shouldn't it? It should be about that.
100%, yeah, absolutely. It's mostly about the talent, and the likability of the music, and yeah. And I think this year's just been a particularly diverse lineup, where we've got a couple of different styles,
really?
Rather than having, you know, 3 bands that kind of sound really similar, and you know, one of another type, and something that's really, you know, like screamo metal. But yeah, I think they've done quite well this year. The panel.
Good. Great. Okay, and so the bands in question, the bands you've picked, what should they expect to see? What should they expect to get from the takeover?
Oh, lots of new fans. Well, first of all, they get free tickets to the festival.
Well, that's something, isn't it? Yeah.
All the band members get free tickets to the festival, but they don't get paid as such in you know, money.
Yeah.
But they do get free tickets to the festival. They get free camping.
Great.
They also get a couple of free tickets for maybe, you know, people that are helping them load and unload. You know, so there may be a band of 5 people could get 7 free tickets, which is, you know, it's not small value.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And the amount of exposure they'll get from it as well.
The amount of exposure they get as well. They also get a page in the official programme.
Oh, great.
So their photograph and a little bit about them goes into the official programme for the takeover section of that. So they're in that programme, people are reading that, people know who they are, so there's that exposure as well. And obviously they can get interviewed by these guys that I know that have a a podcast.
Yeah, they might meet us. You never know.
Yeah. They get interviewed by the podcast, which obviously goes online, and some of their set gets recorded as well. There's loads of aspects of exposure, and some of the bands that have played over the years have found many of them have found that it's really helped increase their, increase people's knowledge of them and get their name out there a bit more, and they've booked bigger gigs as a result. Some of them have gone on tour in Europe with bands.
Fantastic, yeah.
Off the back of it, and that's the whole point of it. The whole point of the takeover is for us to give them that exposure and to give them a leg up, basically. And obviously entertain. Yeah, I know, couldn't get a better one. And obviously to entertain the crowd as well, because people arrive on the Wednesday. They put their tent up, they grab their beers, and they want to be entertained. So the takeover is the first thing that does that. It's the first bands that play the festival of that week. And we're finding over the years that the crowds are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
It was huge last year. I mean, do you know how many people were in there?
I have no idea. I didn't count them.
I mean, it looked full to me. I mean,
I was too busy having beer backstage. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it was very, very, very busy by the time the headliners were on last year. But even in the opening bands had a big crowd last year. I mean, the year before not so much because we had all those issues with the traffic and things like that. So that was a bit, but there was a reason for that, and we understood that. But even at that, by the time the third and fourth bands were going on, the crowds were all starting to pile in, and it was getting really, really busy. So it's not like it was really quiet.
I mean, even some of the bands were struggling to get in, weren't they? I mean,
one of the bands almost didn't make it. I think they got there about 5 minutes before they were due to go on stage. And I'm behind the back. I'm backstage having palpitations, thinking, "Oh my God, there's a band missing." But it was all good fun, and it all worked out in the end. But yeah, I went on stage last year and took some photographs of the crowd before the headliners went on, and it just blew me away how many people were there. The amount of people that come to support our little event at Download it's just amazing, and I always get really emotional. There were thousands of people in there, and I always get really emotional towards the end. And I get really proud of the bands, and it really gives me the feels. So
to be honest, because we get to know them a little bit, because we have a little interview, a little chat with them, and we're kind of there with them on that. We kind of get attached to them, so I can understand that, Hevs, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I as soon as the offers go out, I sort of create that relationship with them, and then I'm asking them to, provide things like their stage plots and, what equipment they're using, so that I can send all that over to production, contact lists and things like that. So I talk to them constantly, and then I meet them when I'm backstage at the takeover, and I always get such an awesome welcome off them, and they're always like, "Oh, thank you so much," and I'm like, "It wasn't me. I'm just the organizer. It was the panel. The panel did it all, because out of all the panel, I don't submit a short list. I don't choose the bands, because I feel like I need to be sort of separate from it to an extent, because I know a lot of musicians, I know a lot of management, I know a lot of people in the industry, and I don't ever want to be accused of playing favourites or picking a band because I know them or I know their manager. So I just sort of oversee it, and I do join in the conversation sometimes about who they like and who they don't like, and I try and encourage that conversation with the panel. I'll play devil's advocate. I'll say to them, well, why do you think they should be playing against these guys? What is it about them that you prefer? So I keep the conversation flowing, but I don't pick the bands. So when they come and say thank you to me, it kind of feels like I'm a bit, it's like I'm getting thanked where I don't feel like I've done anything. Does that make sense?
Actually, yeah, I understand.
Because it's the panel that choose them, and they get there on their own. They get there on their own talent and their own merit. So. Yeah, but it's nice. Exactly. It's nice to have that, and it's nice when sweaty drummers come off stage and throw their arms around you and give you a hug.
Is that the only reason you're there? Is that
just the only reason I'm backstage? Yeah, so I can get sweaty drummer hugs. And I always get loads of hugs and stuff. And I love watching the bands come off stage. It's my favourite part of the day when I'm actually at the takeover. Isn't the band going on? It's the band coming off. coming off stage, and they're all high as kites, and they're all buzzing, and they're all really happy, and they're all grinning from ear to ear, and it's just seeing that moment. It's just that's what gives me, that's what keeps me doing it.
Sure.
You know, is them having that buzz when they come off stage, and then when you're sort of like just at the festival at the weekend, you'll get band members that will spot you and they'll run up and they'll be like, Hevs!
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's nice to have that, you know. And I've got so many of them on Facebook now.
Have you really? I bet you have, after all this
I've got
time.
hundreds of them on Facebook.
Yeah. And, as a punter going to the takeover, it's so exciting because it's music and it's on the first day and we've just got here and it's a great show. It really is, no matter who's playing, because they'll always pick a great lineup. So as soon as you get there, set your stuff up, head into the village, or what we now call District X. Head for the big tent at the back, the doghouse tent, and have a look at the takeover. But next, we are going to find out who has been picked to play. Who will be your entertainment on that first day at Download Festival 2025? We'll find out right after this.
Hi, I'm Spud Man. You're listening to Festpod. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for that last minute festival essential? Or maybe you just want to travel light to get your whole camping setup when you arrive on site? The good news is that Fat Frank's Camping Shop will take care of all your festival camping essential needs. From camping chairs to blow-up airbeds, cosy duvets to festival cooking sets, Fat Frank has it all. And what's more, Fat Frank offers a click and collect service at several UK festivals. So head to fatfrankscampingshop.com to order now, or visit Fat Frank and the lads at your favourite festival. Fat Frank's Camping Shop, the official sponsors of Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide.
Welcome back to Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide. Now, things get serious. Let's find out what bands you'll be seeing on the Doghouse stage as part of the Takeover 2025. Let's go. Let's find out what's happening. Hevs, who have we got as our opening act?
The first band on the Takeover this year and effectively opening Download Festival for 2025 are All Ears Avow.
Woo! Well done.
So these guys come from Wiltshire. They were actually formed when they all met in college, so they're really old college friends. They actually do have some gigs coming up from the 23rd of April in Swindon, Birmingham, Bristol, Canterbury and Nottingham. So if you're in those areas and you can make it along to a gig, go along and see them. They are fantastic. They have got the most powerful, amazing female vocals, and I can't wait to see what these guys bring.
The video for this, I like very much. I love this. It's just them playing with like shots of robots and stuff. I mean, it's quite well thought through and nicely done.
Yeah, it's a fun video. It's a fun song.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I like them very much actually. So this is going to be a great act to open with. What are your thoughts, Rich?
Yeah, I'm just vibing away there. I think they sound great. I again love the video, love the junior school robot. I think I made something very similar myself at some point, probably about last week. I love the tone of the vocal. It's beautiful. I think these will go down an absolute treat. They're perfect opening band.
And I also want to say big up for having a female vocalist on as well, especially his first band. I think that you don't see enough female vocalists.
No, we don't know, and we have been, I wouldn't say chastised in the past, but we've had it pointed out to us in the past that we've had years without a single female on the lineup, which is, you know, why we try and encourage as many female bands to apply as possible. It's why we did the whole push for it on the Takeover Facebook group on International Women's Day, asking people to tag their, you know, any bands that they knew with a female in it, because we want to try and get as many bands with female representation in as possible. And whilst we won't select the bands simply because they've got a female in them, because its ability, it's all about the music.
They've got to be
it's
good.
Really good to see that we've actually got more than one this year, which is good.
Fantastic. Great. Well done. All ears avow. Fantastic news that you're opening the download takeover for us. So next, we can move on to our next act. So who is next up on the lineup for the 2025 takeover at Download?
So it's a total change of pace with these guys. Collapse the Sky.
Hey!
These guys did apply a few years ago, but they weren't successful. They've been kicking about as a band since 2016. And they're a 5-piece metal band from Norwich. These guys are absolutely slamming.
Really? Oh, I like this already. The video's in black and white. It looks like it's shot in an old warehouse.
Yep, very artistic.
Yeah. I mean, after being together for such a long time, I'd expect them to be really tight and with each other at this point.
They are. Their live video submission was really, really impressed the panel. They sound really tight on stage, which, as you say, you would expect from a band that have been together for so long. But yeah, I really enjoy these guys. Can't wait to see what the crowd think of them.
Oh yeah, well, from the look of them, I think the crowd's going to like them. Are these up your street, Rich?
Oh yes, right up it. Right on up there, balls deep.
Yeah, that's definitely a deserving band. Yeah, definitely. I can see them going down very, very well on that stage. That screaming is fantastic. I love that.
Yeah, he's definitely got a set of pipes on him.
Yeah.
Don't know what the bass player looks like though, because he's got too much hair.
You wonder, is that deliberate? You know,
it might be.
Because some musicians don't want to be. They don't want to be looked at. They just want to play their instruments, really, don't they?
Yeah.
What do you think, Rich?
I'm just adding a load of their tracks to my Spotify at the moment.
Are you?
That's literally what I'm doing right now.
Cool.
I wasn't being ignorant. I was literally just. I've heard something I've liked, and I'm just getting it on there. Same what I did for All Ears of Our as well, actually. But yes, just I got a little bit lost in reading and looking at stuff.
So you're a fan then?
Definitely, yeah. From this little bit that I've heard, I've heard the name of this band before, and I'm sure I've heard them before.
Yeah.
But I've not really listened to them, and I'm gonna right that wrong.
Brilliant. Well done. Collapse the Sky. Brilliant efforts. Congratulations on making it second up on the bill. That's great. Fantastic.
I'm from North Norfolk as well, so you know.
Hey, it's always a positive. Cool. All right, Hevs. So who has the spot number 3 on our Takeover 2025 lineup?
So third up on the Takeover stage, a completely different direction again, is Change Persona.
Hey.
Well done, guys.
This is a 4-piece band from South London. They're a new submission. They've never applied before, so they're getting in first time.
Wow.
Flying the punk rock flag.
Oh, fantastic.
With a mix of punk with some catchy melodies and some powerful hooks.
Wow. So this sounds like it's going to be up my street. I do like a bit of punk.
Punk, not spunk.
Hey, I can like both. Oh, there's lots of energy on the stage already. I can see that.
Very energetic band. Really throwing themselves into it.
See, that's what you want for a punk band. They don't want to be just sat round thinking about it. Oh, yes. Oh, Hevs. This is mobile phone footage by the look of it as well.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh, it's doing things to me. Rich.
I'm glad you said that. These guys sound great. I'm looking forward to these. You and I will be fighting, I think, to get forward for these, and we'll be, derelicting our duties to go watch some of these bands. I think this year. But yeah, no, this sounds like proper punk. They've got the look. They've got that stage presence. Yeah,
definitely. Is there, I can see 4 people in the band, is that right?
Yeah, they're a 4-piece, yeah.
Just the energy comes through the screen when I'm watching them.
Yeah, it's what we loved about them. It's what we loved about their live submission was the energy. I mean, obviously these guys can play, they're talented musicians.
Yeah.
But yeah, the energy on stage is just, it's there, and the crowd interaction as well that they're getting. They're clearly getting the crowd going, and everyone's enjoying themselves. So yeah, they don't have an edited music video to submit. They haven't made one yet.
Yeah.
Relatively new.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, they really, the panel really enjoyed these guys. And we can really see them get the party going at the Takeover. Lots of pets.
Can I just say something controversial?
Yeah. If you say anything about his man bun, I'm leaving.
Oh no! No, I wouldn't.
That's
Do you
all
know
right
what? I love a man with long hair. I would
love
never.
a man bun.
But they are giving me Crushed by Waves vibes.
With the energy, yeah, you can kind of the vocalist kind of reminds me of Baron a bit. The vocalist from Crushed by Waves and your fellow podcast member. He does give me Aaron vibes. Yeah, he looks like he's having an absolute ball.
Yes.
He's enjoying himself. You know, he's playing, he's doing what he loves. He's playing his guitar, he's singing, and he's just like, I'm absolutely fucking loving this.
Yeah,
and yeah, it really shows how much fun they're having on stage, which is what we want.
It is, because it translates to the audience, and then the audience goes for it,
Yeah.
and then we're all having a great time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, I love them. So that is Change Persona. So congratulations, number 3 on the billing for the Takeover 2025.
they were really great.
Weren't they?
Yeah, they were really good.
All right, so next let's get the band number 4 on the bill for the Takeover 2025. Who's next, Hevs?
So next up for the Takeover 2025 is a band called Dakara.
Hey.
These were one of my personal favourites. I was really hoping these guys would get through. I love them. They're from Manchester. They've got such a distinctive sound. It's like a mix of rock and pop and metal. The female vocals again are fantastic. She's got such a good live voice. They are actually playing in Manchester, not until November, so it'll be after the Takeover. But yeah, Manchester obviously is a hometown gig, so anybody who wants to catch them in their hometown can get them in November, as well as seeing them at the Takeover.
And what a gig that'll be, their first gig after download.
Yeah.
That's going to be some energy there, isn't it? Oh wow, I can't. Do you know? I really can't wait to speak to these guys, because I love what they've done here. I love that you can sense in the music video that I'm watching here, the artistry that's coming through. Mm-hmm. I love all the energy that I can see there as well.
Yeah, and that energy does transfer to their live performance
as
well.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
their live submission was really good, and I just love her vocals.
Yeah.
You know, she's got the you know, there's the clean vocal, there's the screaming and intermittently and stuff, and yeah, just a really good sound. But they're different.
Yeah.
They're a bit different to anything else that we had applying this year. It's really stood out.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm just enjoying it again. again, I agree that this video is phenomenal. The visuals are great. And
it's a bit trippy.
Yeah, it is. It's I agree. Her vocals between the clean and the scream are brilliant, and excited to speak to these. And do you know what? I imagine this is going to be one of these bands that's going to be a sweaty hug band.
Yeah, I can see that too.
We're all for it. We're all for it.
Yeah. They're certainly making use of the stage, which I love. It's and the bands have said this to us before. The takeover stage is huge.
Yeah,
it's massive. Yeah. There's so much space, and not only is there lots of space on there, it's also very high up.
It is, yeah. It is.
It's a proper festival stage.
Yeah,
it's like concert stage. So they get sort of overwhelmed a little bit when they get up there and think, oh my god, and then they see the size of the tent.
Yeah, we've had a few people go on that stage and they're like, oh shit. This is and it's compared to what it used to be, like maybe 8 or 9 years ago when we had the old third stage tent that they gave us.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was still a big stage, but it wasn't anywhere near the size of the tent that we've got now. I mean, obviously we had the 1 year where we had the smaller outdoor stage, but that was probably one of the biggest crowds that we've ever had because the weather was so nice and everybody we had 2 years of cancellations because of COVID. Everybody was absolutely chomping at the bit to party, and that was the year we had Red Method headline.
Yes.
And we had that tiny and watching Red Method on that tiny little stage, I thought the stage was just going to explode because there was so much energy on the stage. There was so much energy in front of the stage from the crowd. We made the best of it. But yeah, compared to what we've got now, which is this huge big tent that we've got, and this massive big professional stage. And we have the video stuff at the back as well. It's absolutely amazing, and it's so good to watch the bands on that big stage because some of these guys have never played on a stage that big, and it's quite an experience for them. A lot of them, say to me it's the best gig they've ever done, or it's the best moment of their lives. I tend to get a lot of comments like that. Yeah. It really means a lot. It really means a lot to them. But yeah, it is a big stage. I feel lost on it when I'm introducing the bands.
I remember Andromeda's a couple of years ago was saying that the stage was bigger than any of the rooms they'd played at that stage.
Yeah. The Andromeda's guys are out on tour just now, playing some pretty small venues, but they tour a lot. They sent me a nice video. Hello.
Did they?
The first night of their tour, so yeah, that was nice.
Great bunch of lads.
Nice.
So, and just as an aside, you mentioned the year that Red Method were on stage on the smaller outdoor stage. Now, I don't know whether this is a funny story or not, but when I was in the audience there with Lee Ellingham, who is one of our past presenters on Festpod, he was enjoying himself so much in the mosh pit that he got smacked in the face and was bleeding profusely from the nose, and I had to insist that he goes and gets himself checked out and sorted.
Really?
I know, he didn't want to get his nose sorted out. He was quite happy to stand there and bleed.
Yeah, and it was on concrete as well, which it wasn't really conducive to like pits and walls of death and slammed diving off the stage and stuff. It was pretty dangerous, but there were still people doing it.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting for somebody to need an ambulance, but luckily, I certainly didn't see any serious injuries, obviously apart from poor Lee, who
I know,
lost his nose, but yeah. He's a nice guy.
He is. He's a lovely lad. Hi Lee. Next up, let's get to band number 5 on the lineup. We're motoring through these. Yeah. Let's get to band number 5 on the Takeover 2025 lineup. Who've we got?
So the sub-headliners for this year's Takeover are a band called 2 Year Break.
Love 2 Year Break.
Yeah, these guys I've been rooting for these guys for a number of years now. They've applied, I think, about 4 times.
Wow, really?
They've made it into the last bunch of bands twice, but haven't been picked. They're a pop rock band hailing from London, and don't let the words pop rock fool you, because these guys put on an excellent live show. As I say, this is their year. Every year they apply, I keep my fingers crossed for them, and I'm always disappointed when they don't get through, so I was really pleased that they made it through this year. They're actually touring this year. They're on a tour called Summer Fun Times. Tour in London, Southampton, Birmingham and Manchester. That's throughout July, so again it's after the takeover. And Crushed by Waves are playing with them.
Oh, are they? I've heard of them.
They're playing with them, and they're also playing the Teddy Rock Festival in May.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
if you're out and about, check them out. They are so catchy and so good and bouncy.
They're doing all right then, aren't they? You know, and to get onto the sub-headliner for the takeover, that's fantastic. They're so good. I love this video, I have to say. I mean, it is. I mean, trippy is the word. We've got lots of. Now then, I'm going to say that this is done in front of a green screen because they've got lots of cityscapes behind them, all lit up in purples and yellows and greens and blues, and they're sort of stood on top of buildings by the look of it. This is a great video.
Yeah, it's good. This is one of my favourite tunes from them. Don't Bring Me Down. I have personally requested that they put it on their set list for for the day they take over, so we'll see if that happens.
There's a name for that, and it's Hevs Privilege.
Yep. Absolutely. Along with all the free t-shirts I get.
I know,
which is amazing. I've literally got a wardrobe upstairs that just looks like a who's who of the takeover.
Wow, that's great.
This is brilliant.
Yeah, I'm low-key fan of 2 Year Break. I've been for quite a while now. I've listened to them quite a bit, and I think this is a very well-deserved slot on the takeover stage. I think they're another one of these bands that are just on the cusp of getting to where they need to be, and again, hopefully, takeover could do a little bit to give that a bit more of a leg up as well. But these are good on a treat.
Like I always say to them though, when they do their first world tour and they come to Glasgow, VIP backstage passes for me would be appreciated.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, Hevs, if you don't get in now with these requests, when are you going to get in? You have to ask them.
Exactly.
Yeah, these are great. I mean, I would say they fit quite happily in the category of rock. I mean, rock is very, very, very broad.
Yep.
I wouldn't question anything about them because of the word pop in there.
Yeah.
I think they're great. I think they're really good. I think they're a great band, great sound, and I think they're going to entertain, thousands of people in that tent.
Yeah, they'll be bouncing. The place will be bouncing.
Now the tension builds. We reach the end of our lineup. Who, Hevs, will be headlining the Takeover 2025?
Oh, so excited for these guys. So headlining the Takeover for 2025 are the awesome Exist Immortal.
Woo, woo, woo! Well done, congratulations.
And these guys are a 5-piece, fully considered a progressive metalcore band. They hail from London. And as soon as I heard these guys on the submissions, I thought they're gonna go far in this process, and if they do get through, I would be looking to put them on as the headliners.
Wow.
They're so powerful, energetic. Their vocals are fantastic. They were a no-brainer amongst the panel for headliner as well.
Wow, really?
And I'm usually quite good at spotting which bands, once it starts getting whittled down, which bands are going to be headlining, and I don't think I've ever been wrong yet. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys closing the takeover. It's going to be wild.
Oh my god, I can just imagine it actually. So do we know how long these guys have been together?
They've been together for quite a while. I think they definitely they played UK Tech Fest in 2022.
Oh wow.
I think they were formed in 2011 from memory.
Oh wow.
So they have been around for quite a while. Out of all the bands, they've got the highest social media profile.
Yeah.
Got around 17,000 followers on Facebook. Probably about 12,000 monthly Spotify listens as well.
Oh, great.
So I think they're another band that are just on that precipice of hopefully being launched into the stratosphere, and hopefully the Takeover can help them achieve that. I'd love to see these guys going further.
Do you know what? Just from hearing this little bit of their track, I feel like I want to go further into the back catalogue and listen to more of what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, and the disappointing thing for me is I can't even follow them on Spotify until after the announcements.
Is it a public list? Can people see what you followed?
Yeah, people can see
they?
what you follow. Same as Facebook as well. People can see who you follow, and I don't want to risk some eagle-eyed person. So no, I have to just follow them. I wonder if they're going to be on the takeover. So yeah, I have to be a little bit careful. But yeah, I've been listening to these guys a lot this last week.
See, I'm on Apple Music, you see, so I don't know. I don't think it's the same. I don't know if you have a public following list. I really like these guys.
I love his vocals as well.
Do you know,
such
I
a
think
unique sounding voice.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And it's not the heaviest thing out of this entire lineup, I don't think. In fact, it just puts me in mind of Radar Festival. We did a programme about Radar Festival not too long ago. I can see them just fitting in there with this kind of style.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. They're not the heaviest band on the lineup this year for the Takeover at all. But they have a power behind them, and they have a power behind their style that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
So yeah, I listen to them in the house really loudly. My neighbours also listen to them, whether they like it or not. And maybe the people down the street as well, and anyone passing my house. So yeah, they're an excellent band. I absolutely love them.
What are you thinking, Rich?
There's a lot of really good technical musical stuff in there, and they sound like a band that I want to watch and I want to enjoy and I want to kind of do it. The vocal is beautiful. The tone on the guitar is beautiful, and everything about it just fits together and works. And it's quite a unique sound for me. And I'm really looking forward to seeing these. And I think the panel have done an excellent job.
Yeah, well done, panel.
This year, well done, panel.
They have, yeah.
Obviously, you were cracking the whip, Hevs, so well done to you as well.
As always. Yeah, they're all terrified of me now.
But shit, it's a really strong lineup. It's a really strong lineup, and I think every year I've said this. Oh, it's a really fucking strong lineup. The quality of bands that are coming through into this competition for this opportunity. And it just goes to show when you know there's not a bad band in these 6 that you've picked for this year.
Yeah.
Sorry, not you. The panel.
The panel.
I've picked for this year.
Not me.
And I think that just goes to show that what you and the other guys have done for Takeover and how the industry respect it.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing because it gives so many more people access to this great music which might go undiscovered otherwise. It gives bands an opportunity to play a major festival on the opening day of that major festival on a massive chonking stage in a massive chonking tent. And they get to meet you, they get to meet me and Neil, more importantly.
I'm sure that's the highlight of their day.
I've really enjoyed the bands that we've worked with over the last couple of years. I've really enjoyed working with and following their journey. When I went out on the tour bus with Andromedas at the end of last year, and I've kind of kept that relationship with certain bands, and obviously we work with Aaron now as well with this, and I keep in touch with other people from other bands, and it's just beautiful to see what they're doing and how they're doing it, and hopefully this year will be exactly the same, where we can just have that relationship and be mutually beneficial to each other.
Yep, definitely. And it was there was a conversation that I saw on one of the Facebook groups. I think it was when the bands were announced for the Village Entertainment, or District X as we call it now, and there was an argument, they're not really playing download because they're playing in the District X, and I would absolutely 100% argue that. And it is a hill I will die on.
Yeah.
They're booked by Live Nation. Well, they're chosen by us, but they're booked by Live Nation. The production is all there. It is part of the festival. It was a huge. Andy Coppin himself has said that the Takeover is an integral part of the festival now. So, for anybody to say that any of these bands aren't playing download because they happen to be playing on the Wednesday in District X / Village, no, that's absolute bullshit.
Absolutely.
These guys are playing download festival, and I will argue anybody blue in the face if they say otherwise. I think it's really disrespectful to the bands to say that. And yeah, it's not how we see it, and it's certainly not how Live Nation see it either. And it's certainly not how the fans see it, because as far as they're concerned, they're at Download Festival, they're watching these bands, they are playing Download Festival.
I'd say it was pretty indisputable. I mean, you can't watch the band without a ticket for Download Festival.
Exactly.
A festival isn't just about those 3 main days on a main stage. It's about the entire festival event.
It's the whole experience, isn't
exactly.
it?
That's absolute crap. Absolute crap.
Absolutely is, yeah. They do these bands and other acts as well that play in the District X. As you know, we've got entertainment from Wednesday right through to Sunday night.
Oh yeah.
In District X, and you get some pretty big bands who go and do acoustic sets on that stage. You've got some pretty big bands playing there, over the weekend. So yeah, it's absolute nonsense to say that these bands aren't playing Download Festival, because they absolutely 100% are.
And I can't wait to see this particular lineup.
I know, I'm so excited. This is me now in absolute excitement for download mode for until June.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's building. I'm feeling it too.
I'm buzzing.
Never mind the fact that we're on the lineup. Just the fact of looking at everybody who's been booked, I can't wait. I cannot wait for this year. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys in the Courtyard.
I know!
Stage. I'm really excited because I'm going to be fangirling. I'm going to these guys.
Well, you might end up with a microphone in your face.
What?
You're going to throw your bra at us?
Maybe not. I might bring an old one with me and maybe throw it, but it won't be the one I'm wearing.
No, that's the thought that counts,
Too old for that shit, man.
Cool. All right. Well, the takeover at Download is happening on the Wednesday, that first day of Download, from 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. in the Doghouse tent in the Village, or District X, as we now have to call it. And if you're a Download RIP customer, don't forget to mark Thursday at 2 p.m. on your calendar, because Festpod will be on the Courtyard stage, and we would love to see you there. So, thanks so much, Hevs, for coming on and revealing those bands to us. We are super hyped. I hope you, as a listener, are hyped as we are, and I hope you as a band, because we do have bands watching. Hope you're excited about it too.
They're all waiting for us to finish so that they can put their announcements on their social.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I've put them all on embargo until after this finishes. So yeah, they're all desperately waiting to get it on their own socials.
Let's see how long we can keep this episode going for then.
No, God, no, don't do that to them.
Yeah, I've got a couple of other things to say just yet.
They might lynch me.
If you have enjoyed this show, please like and subscribe. It won't cost you anything. Wherever you've found us, we are on the socials and on YouTube. Just search for Festpod. And if you'd like to support this show, head to the website festpod.co.uk and click on Support Us to find our merch for sale and our Patreon. And thanks bigly to all of our Patreon. Do you like that, Rich?
I do like bigly.
Thanks bigly to all of our Patreon supporters. Thanks very much, because it does help us continue to do what we do. So that's it. Thanks for joining us as well, Rich, because I know that you're a busy man. Like us all, you in particular are a busy man, and you've taken the time to make sure that you're here with us today. So thank you for that. Thanks.
And thanks for having me along again, guys. It's always
Absolutely.
a blast doing
Anytime.
the announcements with you guys. And I would just say to everybody watching, if you're getting to Download Festival this year, get there as early as possible on the Wednesday, get your tent set up, get your beer, and head down to that tent and come and watch some absolutely sterling bands.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
A Wilco Productions podcast.
Punk, not spunk.